At the digital insurance agenda, we're talking now about the 4 billion people who have no insurance, no banking, and BIMAMobile.com has an insurance company, and they have now, after starting in 2010, they have now 30 million people insured, and it grows with 550,000 a day. Completely mobile, and let's see how they do that. Okay, Nicola Smith from BIMA, you basically are in the London headquarters. How many people are there in Sweden and London?
So there's about 60 people in the global management team.
And then how many people are selling your insurance in Asia and Africa and Latin America?
Yeah. So agent force is around 3,500 people.
Yeah. So lots of people are educating everybody about insurance. What percentage of the people do not have insurance before that sign up now?
About 90% of our customers are trying it for the very first time. So responsible sales is absolutely crucial for us.
Yeah, I can imagine. And then they also normally, do they have a bank, or how do they put payments?
No, so I mean it varies from market to market, but most of our customers are completely unbanked. So yeah, for them, there's no option for them to enter the formal financial system. Yeah.
What kind of products do you have?
So we offer life, personal accident, and a basic hospitalization income loss protection product.
Okay. Describe them a little bit more.
Yeah, sure. So your life insurance is your typical thing, but our products are designed so that they're really simple. So we have very few exclusions, which means that it works for our people. Personal accident, the same again. We try and reduce down the number of exclusions, make it really easy for them to understand. They're paying around sort of 3 US cents a day, and for that they get paid out about 1 year's national salary for the accident, and about 3 to 5 years on the life insurance product.
Okay, so about $1 a day, $1 a month, you are insured for one of these free products. So if you have a complete portfolio, it's $3 a month.
Sure, yeah, and actually we kind of cross-sell and upsell about 85% of our base to a second product. So there's a huge demand for these people for insurance, and we're just the first people that have given them access to it.
Okay, the total in amount of income which you as a company now have take in for premiums, about what number is that?
So the revenues are obviously split between, so we partner with a telco and with a local insurance provider as well. So yeah, I mean, last year's kind of revenues across the group were, I think, around 113. Yeah.
Okay, and that's growing extremely rapidly. Okay, so how do you do the technology part of the business, and who designs that, and how do you deploy that, and how do you do payments?
Yeah, so our technology is entirely in-house, and it really is the key that's been able.
I mean, in-house in India.
No, it's our team.
Yeah, but I mean, they're in India. They're in-house. They said that the development. I heard that the development team was in India.
Yeah, so our CTO is in Stockholm, and some of the product and innovation teams in London, and then we also have like a dev team in India that work on the support and maintenance of the platform. But they are full-time employees of BIMA. It's not outsourced. But yeah, so the tech platform's like essential to what's made us be able to scale. So the two main problems with microinsurance: one, how do you reach people that, and two, how do you get a recurring payment channel for people without a banking account? So what we do is our system plugs into the billing infrastructure of a big telco, so an Airtel or Vodafone, and then we deduct from people's airtime credits. So they're topping up to use their phone as normal, make calls, go on the internet, and we just deduct kind of 1 to 3 US cents every day directly from that. So like you have a direct debit with your bank account.
Okay. So that's very easy. Is that an expensive way to get money, or how much does the telco company wants from that?
So, I mean, we won't disclose like the rev split, and also it's different for each kind of partner we go in with. We're different, we're in 16 countries, we have different partners in each one, so.
I can imagine. So, and then if you compare, you're working in Asia, you're working in Africa, you're working in Latin America. Can you say the different challenges you have in different areas?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, there's some kind of common ones, they all need educating on the product, trying it for the first time, but it's very different regulatory environment from market to market. So Asia is a lot more, I would say, open to innovation in the digital payment space. There's a lot of regulators there that are being proactive and bringing together, especially the ecosystem now is like telcos, financial services providers. There's a lot of different regulators like coming in, so I would say that, and Africa is also making some good strides on that. And then I think, yeah, the use of people's technology and literacy is a hurdle that varies from market to market. So we're dealing with like a double barrier basically. There's people who are not only financially illiterate, they're also digitally illiterate. So you can have as many cheap smartphones as you like, but if you can't read, how do you make that work for them? So this is the kind of challenges we're looking at in the next.
You say you're proactive in getting people to claim their insurance. How does that work?
Sure. I mean, so, we have to convince that they're trying it for the first time. We have to convince them that it's real and make it as easy as possible. So we do, the product design phase, we pay all of our claims within 3 days. So we mean, it's not a long process for them, so they get it when they need it. We have digitalized it as much as we can. So it means people living in remote rural areas don't have to travel and, again, spend out before they get their claim approved. And then actually, we have claims teams that are actually reaching out. So we will call customers who've been on the product for a while, check that, the beneficiary, are they still alive?
Excuse me, are you still alive? Shouldn't you claim something?
Yeah, exactly. Most of the, these are high-risk markets. You should be sick one time a year. You probably go to hospital. So, we phone up and we try and make that as easy as possible. So,
could you give me a demo on your phone of your app?
No, because most of our customers don't have smartphones. They have feature phones still, so they all knock.
Oh my God, feature phones! Let's see how that works then there. So this is an onboarding process.
So this is a customer that we signed up in Sri Lanka last month. I was there, and the guy who's registering him is one of our agents, Nishantha. He's actually one of our leading agents out there. He signs up about 30 people every day out in the field. He's a great guy. And yeah, this is him. So if you see...
And most people, there's also people who cannot read.
Yeah, there's they're financially illiterate, digitally illiterate, and in some cases actually illiterate. So for us, it's about finding a way to engage with them on a level that works for them. So making things work on feature phones, making use of audio IVR, so apps that speak to them rather than apps.
Wow, so I see here somebody is basically answering the questions, and here basically the form, this is how the form is basically being filled in.
Yeah, and then they get an SMS and they're registered. And we'll and that's the back end, the sort of payment platform demo from Indonesia. But yeah, so basically once they're signed up, every month we'll send them this is how much you've paid, and if they can't afford to pay their full amount in that month, they're still covered, but we'll do partial payment of claims. So you pay 50% of your policy, we'll pay you 50% of what we would pay out. And it means that basically, it's realistic. If you're having a bad harvest season, we're not going to make you pay for insurance when you should be feeding your kids.
Hey, who started BIMA?
So our CEO, Gustav Egardsson, lovely Swedish guy. So he came from the telecoms background, and he was coming in looking at, telcos want to offer a huge range of digital services, what kind of products are needed, but there's a big gap. And insurance is obviously a clear win for people living in high-risk markets.
But why, if you get then in Sweden and you're in a nice developed market with it's really complicated to do 30 million people over 3 continents. What was his inspiration to go there?
So I think, basically the challenge of looking at, you have this huge opportunity now thanks to mobile, and what was missing. And, we're a social impact business, we're profitable, and we're a commercial, but we do actually believe that, unlike for us here, it's nice for me to have my phone insured because I dropped it yesterday, but I could replace it myself. I have savings, I have a salary, I can get credit. But for these families, it makes a real difference. So that was a kind of his motivation, and it still is today.
Thank you.